Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to CCxRC. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the SCX30 and doing a little upgrade to it with the Furitek NanoModo system, which is super small and super cool. And I know I said in the recent video, there's no reason to upgrade this in order to have fun. And I mean that. What I didn't say is that you cannot have fun while also upgrading this. So the main thing is you should know that if you just get this, you don't have to do anything to it. It runs really good out of the box. You can have so much fun with it. But there's some of us that just like to upgrade things, and we have fun doing it and messing around with them and kind of putting our own little touches on it. So while this is a really, really cool and capable crawler out of the box, you can always do stuff to make them handle a little bit better. And so that's what we're going to look at today. So what we've got here is the Furitek NanoModo system. Now, I want to make sure you guys understand this because the NanoModo is a little confusing because it's a system. Now, that system is comprised of a motor, a brushless motor called the NanoModo, and an ESC called the NanoPython. And when they put them together in a combo on their site, they're calling it the NanoModo system. Now, they have a NanoModo control system that has their controller here. This is their gripper V2, and this is a great little controller. So it's $100 for just the ESC and the motor. It's $130 if you want the receiver and the radio, which is actually a pretty good bundle price to get a receiver and a radio with it. So now hear what you're saying. This whole system, if you do it with this, costs more than the car. And that's the brakes. You know, the upgrades and when you're doing stuff, the reason they're able to keep the prices down on these cars is because they're putting in brushed components and some electronics that may not be as high-end as what Furitek is creating. All right, let's open this up really quick so you can see what we've put in here. Because we've tucked it in there really nice and tight and let you see what we're talking about. So here is that NanoPython that we're talking about. It's a 20 amp ESC, 50 amp burst, and it's got a BEC in it that does two different voltage ranges, 5 and 7.4 volts, that is able to give you different servo powers. And so I'm just leaving it stock for now because we're running the stock servo, which is very, very good. Yeah. It works really good. I've tucked it in here. The nice thing about this, there's a lot of different motors people are fitting to these. The reason that this one intrigues me the most is, I think, like I said before, this system is really good on its own. The SCX30 as a whole, I love the platform. This is the exact same speed that you're going to get on 2S using the stock battery as the stock motor. What it does is it's going to smooth it out for you, and you're able to install it really easily. It doesn't add a whole lot of weight. The motor's not very heavy. They've kept it nice and small and lightweight and easy to install. Here's how easy it was. The first thing you do is you take out the battery like so, and you've got the transmission here on the side. You remove the 5 screws that hold this plate on. That pops off. 2 screws drop out your motor once you get in there. That motor comes out, you unplug it from your ESC over on this side. In fact, you can unplug everything from that ESC over on the side here. The stock one, that's on this little rail here on the side. You're not going to be using that anymore. I wanted to show you that you can leave it in here. You can do a very fast install of this. It took me about 15 minutes. So those come out, pop it out, 2 screws. Your motor fits right into those 2 screws you took out, the new one. Make sure your wires are lined up upright. It'll align the holes perfectly.
That was about as easy as it could be. Holy cow.
Screw it in, tighten it down. Now it's ready. If you're like me, you might have unplugged that motor when you did it, just to have it away and not have everything dangling. So then you just plug that back into your NanoPython. What I did is I took the NanoPython and I took the gripper ESC and I double-sided taped them. I put them back to back and I just stuck them in right here in the back. There's a little flat spot on this tray. I put double-sided tape down there and I put them down in together. I didn't double-sided tape them together in between them because it would make it wider and then they wouldn't fit in there as well. So that's how I did it. Very simple, just a little piece of tape, stick it down there, boom, push those in. That's easy. I took the servo lead or the wire, we pulled that out. There's a little adapter that you have to install here on your gripper. Seeing if I can get this in the shot for you. There are 4 little white openings if you get this version, which I have, which is very easy. You can use your own. In fact, they have the cables if you do want to do your own here that allow you to do it. it gives you the adapter to plug in your servo. What I did with it is I took that little adapter and I just stuck it to the front of the ESC and the receiver. So all that's kept nice and tight. So I unplugged my lights. They go into this little adapter here. I'm going to pull it out for you so you can see it, how it's all wired up right there. So those you just pull out of this ESC, you plug them into here. They go into channel what would be 3. There's 4 spots on here. They're labeled. There's instructions that come with it. If you look at it here, the bottom right one, that's where your servo plugs in. The cool thing that they did is they made this Nano Python so the wires and all that and the on-off are all on the top of it, and they made it tall so it fit in here. It's not taking up a lot of real estate. That's how it's also so you could put it on a slider on the side here if you wanted. If you wanted to remove the guts of all this, it makes a little tray in there. And when you pull all this out, you could put your stuff in there as well. I would recommend that if you want to run a 3S battery. That's one of the benefits of this system is it allows you to run 3S, and that's how you make it faster than the stock. If I were to run 3S, I would take these components and I would stack them over here on the slider, and that way I can put my battery down in that middle piece here where these are sitting. Because these can stick side by side on this. If you look at the Furitek photo, they'd stuck theirs over here, which leaves this big opening here to put a 3S battery. I'm not planning to run it on 3S right now, so this is how I did it. I also wanted to show you how fast you could do it. Again, so basically, quickly recap, the 5 screws here, plus the 2 screws inside, motor, plug your motor in, tape down your ESC, your receiver, tape your servo wire extension to the front of those, plug it in to channel 1 on that, or channel 2's already got your power and it came that way already plugged in. That's what's going from your Python to here is in channel 2. Channel 3 we just showed you here with these light wires. These are going to plug into what is going to be this one here on the front, and that is channel 3. All right, so that's now into channel 3. Channel 4 is still open, and now we can tuck these wires out to the side here, get them out of the way. Get them routed back up there. Let me get a driver really quick to help them tuck under. I made the mistake of unrouting all these wires that were in here nice and tight because I didn't know about this adapter when I got it. And so I was trying to plug them into channels 3 and 4 and forcing them in and into 2 pins, into 3 pins and making it work, and it worked. But I had to stretch the wires to do that, so I had to get them out of all the routing that they had. You don't need to do that because this extension is long enough that it'll go to where the wires reach. And so you shouldn't do that. Keep them nice and tucked and tight in how they have them in here. But that is it, you guys. So once those things are plugged in, it's a matter of plugging your battery in and going. So we'll show you it real quick here, how smooth this is. Again, we speed tested it next to our stock truck, and it was the exact same speed. This one is stock. See if it's any faster with the brushless system. Go. The answer is no, it might be even a little slower. It's about the same speed. Going over this radio just really quickly for you guys. So look at this really quick. There's several features to it that are pretty nice. You've got throttle trims, you've got throttle dual rate, you've got steering trims and steering dual rates, and 5 channels. These are 3 and 4 up here, and then there's a 5th one on a little switch back here on the back. But the on-off switch is right there. It's nice, everything's covered so it's not getting messed up. There you can see we just connected. Super fast servo, super slow crawl capabilities. I'm just barely getting it going here. You guys can see that motor spinning, how slowly it is moving. But it's Bluetooth enabled, you guys, as well, just like their other ones. You can go in and tune this thing in the Furitek app and get it dialed in exactly how you want it. I'm going to zoom this camera out a little bit here now that we're going. That way you can see it a little bit more on the table here. Still close up, but the features of it. So one of the best things about this motor is you don't hear it whining like the stock one does. The stock one whines a bit when it has some resistance. You can see here the lights are working in front and rear, which is great. The main resistance is something heavy and big in front of it. I'm going to put my hand here. And normally with your stock one, if I get back and I have a little speed, we're going to keep the speed, and it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. It just maintains speed. I didn't have to give it any more throttle input in order for it to keep going. It didn't whine. Now the gearing in this is still loud. You've got worm gears in here, and worm gears are just a little bit louder. You'll notice them the faster you're going, which is why the whine doesn't even bother me that much. Maybe for videos, it's a little bit annoying. But when my son and I were just driving these around, we didn't think about it that much because we were driving at a speed where the gearing that you're hearing here was kind of already that loud. But it's a sweet system, you guys. It's got a little bit of pep. If you need wheel speed for climbing, you've got some. It feels like enough to me. That's where I'm like, I don't need it on 3S. That's faster than I want to drive it most of the time. What I like about it is it gives me that slow crawl, and it gives me that precision to it as well, where I don't have to keep like having it stall a little bit, which honestly, it does a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. I think the stock motor system they put in it, the stock electronics overall, I think handle pretty good. The whine is the worst part of it. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah, so Furitek's got this. If it's something you're interested in and you want to just take it to the next level, they made it super easy, and I think that's one of the best things about it. The pinion and all that fit right in. You're not worrying about mesh. You're not worrying about a whole lot. It's a plug and play kind of a system. You just drop it in, especially if you get it with the radio, the gripper radio, which feels really good. I like the radio. All in all, the only thing that feels cheap to me is the actual wheel itself. And I'll probably just wrap it with a rubber band or something. But it does have little grip points on it so that when you are one-handed driving, you have something for your thumb to hit. But overall, it feels good in your hand, and it feels solid. Again, the only thing, all the plastic actually feels really good except for that one wheel. So yeah, pretty decent overall remote. I'm pretty happy with it, and I dig kind of where this is taking this. I will say I did some upgrades to this truck. We'll end with that. We did change out the top. We got rid of the roof racks. We put in the little pieces that they have to fill it. The fillers, changed out, got rid of the rear tire, put on the little brake light. That was one of the most frustrating things that I've done in a long time. The screws on that and trying to work them in up inside of here, holding this in place, trying to hold the two pieces, hold the screws, screw it in. Oh my goodness, so frustrating. I just wanted to glue it all in place or just buy a new one and just leave the tire on. I was that frustrated with it at the end. But we got 3 of the 4 screws back in, and we're gonna call it good enough. All of the rest of the stuff, we put the thinner fenders on and all that, the off-road kind of package, and that was really easy. Those screws were easy to deal with. The ones on the transmission, all of that was super easy. Even these top pieces were easy. The only thing that was really difficult for me was this back piece, and it didn't come with a screwdriver. I thought it did. What it came with was a little tire wheel wrench and the one for your shocks, which are the only ones that seems to be on there that are hexes, and so it seems like it should have came with a screwdriver. Kind of seems like a missed opportunity there to solve and relieve some frustration, but because my tool that I had was too long to fit in here, and I felt bad for whoever was sitting in and assembling all of these. I really did. I'm like, I'm just glad that I don't have to sit and assemble all of these and put those screws in. Whoever has that job they drew the short stick, that's for sure. But got the Pro Line tires on it. I have the big ones ordered as well. They're here, but you need longer shocks for that. I'm still waiting. I ordered the Pro Line shocks, waiting for those to come in. I ordered the Coyote body. I'm not really interested in putting in or on right now. I do like the hard bodies on these. I do like the scale realism of it. I think that they handle really good anyway with the hard bodies on. So I'd rather just kind of work with it within this confines of having a hard body. So it may not crawl as good as some other people's, but I think it's going to be more scale to what I want it to do and look like, and the fun stuff that we're doing with it. We've been having so much fun with these, you guys. I can't stop making reels of doing funny stuff with it or things that I just think would be outrageous. So more of that to come. But Furitek, thank you for sending this out for me to do a review on and show you guys how it performs. And I hope I made it clear how easy this install really is. It was very, very simple. And again, it kept it nice and light. And I think that's one of the best benefits of this smaller system that they have for this right now. So again, you can put in some of the bigger ones, the micro Komodos and some of those that aren't the nano size ones. You can add a little bit more weight. It's going to be a little bit bulkier inside of there. Not a huge deal, but this thing just drops in so easily. It feels like it's powered perfectly for this. And the power delivery, like you see here, I mean, it's super smooth, and the ability, this radio, my son was even saying the fine control on it is insane. Like, we're driving right now, it's moving. We could make it take 10 minutes to get to the other side of this course if we wanted, because there's just so much precision in this. So anyway, guys, we got links for you down in the description below. They're not affiliate links or anything crazy like that, but if you're interested in this and you just want to order it, I just want to make sure you have links readily available for it so that you can make a decision on what you want to do next with your SCX30s. But man, Furitek's been killing it since the SCX24. They're so fast at getting stuff out for us to increase our crawling game and make these micros rise to the next level. So thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.